I am absolutely, totally floored today. I'm absolutely totally floored. I'm in shock. I thought I'd seen everything when it comes to the way this government treats our veterans, but I'll tell you what, today they have sunk to a whole new low. Teddy Sheean is an Australian hero. He deserves a Victorian Cross for his acts of bravery in World War II. I know it, his family knows it, and the Independent Defence Honours and Awards Tribunals know it as well. Last year, the Awards Tribunal reviewed the recommendation in 2013 defence paper that Teddy Sheean should not be awarded a Victoria Cross. After days of public hearings in Hobart, the tribunal found that, and I quote, "The ordinary seaman Edward Sheean meets the eligible criteria for the Victorian Cross for Australia." They concluded that the Ministers for Defence should, and I quote, "recommend the Sovereign that ordinary seaman Edward Sheean be awarded the Victorian Cross for Australia." That's what the Independent Tribunal thinks. They say that Teddy Sheean meets and exceeds the standard to receive a VC. So what does the government do? They just ignore that recommendation. They decide to overrule it because the Liberals know best, apparently. This afternoon, the Minister of Defence told this chamber that, and I quote, "The government's view is that the 2019 review by the Tribunal did not present any compelling new evidence that might support reconsideration of the Valour Inquiry's recommendation." And let's just call it for what it is. It's absolutely cowardice. They can't admit that they've overlooked Sheean all this time. They can't show up here, hand on heart, and say in front of everyone, we messed this up, but we're going to fix it up. No, they don't have the guts. They don't have the spine to do that. They just don't. They'd rather be stubborn, dig in their heels and deny the overdue recognition to a true bloody Australian hero. To a true Australian hero. Teddy was 18 years of age when he signed up to serve the Royal Australian Navy during World War II. Just a year later, in 1942, he was wounded during an attack from Japanese aircraft on HMAS Armidale. Rather than flee, he strapped himself in to his anti-aircraft cannon and opened fire. Oh yes, I'd love to see the PM doing that one, let's go. That decision to tie his fate to a gun sinking to the bottom of the ocean brought down 2 planes and helped save the lives of 49 crew. And according to the Awards Tribunal, his heroism became the standard to which the men and women of the modern Navy aspire to. They aspire to it. It was an act of extraordinary courage, and it amazes me that this 18-year-old kid could show more bravery than the entire Australian government today. That is absolutely shameful. What more could Teddy have possibly done to take this award home? What more? He gave everything he had for his country and his fellow crew members. There is nothing more he could have possibly have done. He did it all. But this government has always been so afraid of revisiting Sheean's case, they don't want to admit they've got it wrong in the past because they're scared they might open up a can of worms. They're just scared they might set a precedent for some others that think they might deserve a VC. Will you show me someone else that saved over 40 lives and brought down 2 aircraft and tied themselves to a goddamn gun on a ship and gone down with the ship? Find me somebody else that has that. Before I finish, I want to say this. Thank you so much, Minister Guy Barnett, for all the effort you've done, and for you, Gary Ivey. Stay there, I haven't finished yet.
Order, Senator Lambie.